to go back into the boardroom for another 2-day deep dive, but had a question submitted. Should employees be able to take home work vehicles to and from work? And my answer is absolutely not. After 25 years in the service industry, we have let certain employees take that home with varied success, but pretty much 99.9% of the time, it has absolutely ended in near disaster or disaster. So if you're considering letting some of your key employees take that vehicle home, whether it's lawn care, home cleaning, or any other service-based industry, I would highly, highly recommend against it. If you do decide you're going to do that, consult a lawyer and have them write up some kind of agreement that is for work only, and they have basically stolen your vehicle if it is not from going from work to back. One of my buddies had someone take their work vehicle by mistake. They were so intoxicated that they didn't realize it was actually a work vehicle, and went out and, without getting into the story, caused some interesting harm and liability. So basically, beware. Do not let your employees take those vehicles home on a regular basis. If you need to do that, contact a lawyer. My opinion, something that we tackled after learning the hard way at Callahan's Lawn Care is we actually invested in Uber for Business. And this is something that we tested with our snowplow operators. They had driver's license, really good guys and girls, but they just didn't have a way to get to work. So for a very cheap price, a few dollars a day, depending on their location, we basically used it as a benefit to basically get them Uber rides to and from work on a regular basis that we were able to schedule through the app. Now, we haven't done it this year, but as of last year, we were able to basically schedule pickup times and drop-off times through Uber, particularly in the morning, just to make sure they're at work in time. So what I would recommend is absolutely, if by all means, if you can, stay away from allowing your employees to take your work vehicles home. Believe it or not, I can't even make this stuff up. I was driving home from the deep dive yesterday, stopped and got a bottle of wine, and there was a lawn care company, local competitor in the area, in a lettered truck. The gentleman was not the owner of the company, because I know who actually the owner is and what they look like, but one of his employees at about 8:30, almost 9 o'clock at night, was walking out of the liquor store with a bottle of booze. So heaven forbid that guy has a few drinks in that work truck and goes out and kills somebody. They would be putting that gentleman's business at risk, and not alone just the business, but all the employees and their families and their livelihood. So is it worth having one employee have a ride to and from work and risk your entire business and the livelihood of the remaining employees that you have? In my opinion, absolutely not. So check with your state laws and your lawyer. If you're going to do this, get something in writing, protect yourself, and basically have a hold harmless clause, whereas they're accepting the responsibilities if they stole the vehicle, if they are doing it outside of the driving to and from work. And in some states, that may protect you. By no means am I a legal expert, but I know in some areas I've seen that actually hold up in law. And that's something pretty similar to what we did in our business at Callahan's. But I will tell you, 9 times out of 10, whenever we let a manager or an employee borrow a truck to and from work when they're having a hard time, it never ended well. You're better off lining up a ride with an accompanying employee, or spend a few bucks and line up an Uber or Lyft and make that an additional benefit to get them to and from work. And you can usually set appointments in the morning so they're there on time. But shorter answer is that just don't do it. It's not worth it. If you can't find an employee that can get their own transportation, or it's a great employee that you've had for a long time and it's a short-term situation, cough up a couple bucks. It's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper to get them a ride share than it is to run the risk of them going out and killing somebody and you losing your entire business and all your employees lose their livelihood. So just my thoughts and opinions on it. The Uber Lyft ride share thing worked really awesome for a couple operators in snow removal, which is in the worst of worst conditions as far as getting an Uber or Lyft. And we were able to do that on the fly. So want to say what's up to Todd. He's actually in my market, and that's something we did. We Ubered and lifted snowplow operators that were in machines. So it can be done in any industry. Love to hear your comments and questions, but get something legally in writing if you're going to do it. But I recommend not doing it. I'd rather lose a good employee and keep the foundational part of my business intact without that liability. So hope all's well with everybody else. And if you are in the upstate New York area, looking to travel to the upstate New York area, going to have a 2-day Service Autopilot Implementer event out in Rochester, New York here coming up in August. Going to be releasing the dates on that. We've got a free 1-day SA Implementer event for Service Autopilot in Dallas, Texas, the day before Service Autopilot's SA6. So that's a free event for 1 day. And then we've got another event on the opposite end of Martha Woodward's Quality Driven Software in February, the day after that event. In addition, several speaking gigs if you're around the United States that I will be on stage. Next week, next Tuesday, I will be at the Snow Magazine ASCA Snow Top 100 Conference in Pittsburgh doing a 1-hour talk on next level sales as well as a 50-minute panel discussion on emergency major snow mobilization. In addition, Snow Magazine and ASCA is going to be sponsoring 3 talks that I'm going to be doing, an hour to an hour and a half talks, along with the other top industry consultants in the service industry and snow removal industry. They are going to be in Buffalo, New York, Pittsburgh, New York, and Philly. And those are going to be the end of September, October. So if you're around the country and you want to catch me live talking about next level sales, automations, and how to create a fully automated service business, those are going to be great spots to check it out live, as well as we've got the event before Service Autopilot, tentatively going to be speaking at SA6, Service Autopilot's convention, details to come on that, as well as after Martha Woodward's QDS in San Diego in February. And in February, just released, Lawn and Landscape Magazine is doing a service industry technology conference where I'm going in and talking about how to automate your business and take your life back from your business. I'm going to step out step by step how we took a business where I was the single point of failure, working 100 hours a week, down to 1 to 3 hours a week to an absentee owner and being able to leave that business for 30 days at a pop. And some other things that we're going to be announcing later in that development as well. So love to see you live. If not, hopefully we can maybe join one of our events remotely throughout the United States in the next 5 to 6 months. So look forward to see any of you guys and girls live. So Pittsburgh next week, Snow Magazine ASCA's Big 100 Snow Talk in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Going to be doing a talk and a panel discussion. We've got a live event that's going to be announced in Rochester, New York, 2 days. We've got 3 events for the Snow Magazine ASCA going around in Buffalo, New York, Pittsburgh, and Philly. Then we're going to be at GIE, which is in Kentucky for 2 or 3 days with Service Autopilot. Then we're going to be at the day before Service Autopilot in Dallas, Texas, actually Plano, for a day for a full event, and going to be speaking at Service Autopilot. We're going to be speaking at the Lawn and Landscape Technology Conference in Orlando, beginning of February, and then following literally a red eye after the Lawn and Landscape Technology Conference right to Quality Driven Software's conference to catch the last day and a half, and then the day afterwards we're going to be doing a live Service Autopilot Implementer event for the home cleaning industry. It'll be applicable to all industries, but specifically there's going to be some massive takeaways for the home cleaning industry, and I'm going to have a special guest heavy hitter in the home cleaning industry joining me most likely at QDS in February. And we've got some big things coming up that are just going to rock your world if you're in the home cleaning industry. We've got basically a turnkey solution for every way you could estimate in home cleaning, as well as a fully set up Service Autopilot with done-for-you marketing content and automations and pricing with production rates for the home cleaning industry. Something that's never been done in a service industry platform, and we're going to launch it live in Service Autopilot coming up soon. So we're in beta right now, and just excited for all the folks at home cleaning how you're going to be able to take Service Autopilot within probably 7 to 10 days, be up and fully trained, and be able to utilize it without ever having to invent the wheel. And we've got one of the top industry consultants in the cleaning industry working along with us to make sure this is dead nuts accurate and appropriate to your top to bottom or deep cleans, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and move in, move out cleans. All pre-built marketing content and estimate production rates built in the system for you. So any comments or questions based on should you let your employees take the vehicles home? Absolutely not. Have them sign something written up by a lawyer if you must do it. My opinion is go out and get them ride share to and from work, and you can set an appointment in the morning so they're not late to work. And if it's a big deal breaker and that doesn't work out, I would let them go or lay them off in between. It's not worth risking your business and all your team members' livelihood around that. And we've done it with success in the middle of the winter, in the worst of worst storms. So if we can do it in the winter, we can definitely do it in the cleaning industry or the lawn care industry or any other service industry during good weather, in my opinion. And it's pennies on the dollar for that peace of mind. So hope everybody enjoyed the answer, and we'll be seeing you again live. So feel free to drop any other questions that you have. We're going to be answering these daily. So we'll talk to you soon.